Candace Parker hailed by WNBA insider for Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese narratives on podcast debut. Heading into the 2025 season, the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese narrative has seen a slight shift. Sure, the season opener gave plenty to talk about with the fouls, but the rivalry flame no longer burns. While both the sophomore stars are out nursing their injuries, it is their individual performance and impact on the teams that have taken precedence. Candace Parker, for one, had her take on the young talents, and let's just say she has earned some admiration for not holding back. The LA Sparks icon was one of the first ones to dismiss the rivalry this season, saying it's like comparing apples and oranges. Given Reese and Clark played different positions, Parker saw no weight in the narrative. Moreover, she believes the Sky Forward has a few more things to improve on, and further went on to place her in the C-tier bracket on her podcast. We have to come to a place in women's basketball where we can critique without being a hater. She clarified her take on post moves. I challenge all of you to understand that I am in no way, shape, or form a hater. I am going to be facts on the table. I challenge anybody to tell me what player are you taking Angel Reese over, of those that I just listed. While Reese is definitely a standout player, averaging a league-high 12.5 rebounds per game, and previously holding the longest active double-double streak this season before being sidelined, she's still developing into a complete leader on the court. And people see it, despite the criticism that might arise from the fandom. So following the episode, CBS Sports radio host Robin Lundberg applauded the legend on his own show. "Shout out to Candace Parker for always keeping a buck," he started. "She hasn't bit her tongue when giving her analysis about the game because she has pleaded for the sport. Women's basketball, that is to be talked about like it is on the NBA side, which is why she didn't back down from her C-tier Angel Reese rating." Parker has constantly vouched for the league's growth and the conversations around it. The Clark vs. Reese rivalry was one instance where she called out the media, asking, "What are we doing?" She knows the growth is going to be slow and gradual. MLB and NBA weren't built in a day or 30 years, so she is taking the first steps, some through her podcast, and Lundberg is all here for it. But it wasn't just her opinion on Reese. It was also Parker reinforcing her belief in Clark's immense impact on the league. She described Clark's return as a scary proposition for the rest of the league. On the podcast with Aaliyah Boston, she added, "To those naysayers out there, saying, 'You are better without Caitlin.' They are not. They are not better without Caitlin. But I do feel like at times like these, different people step up." She acknowledged that Aaliyah Boston had become a double-double machine in Clark's absence, and Kelsey Mitchell had posted multiple high-scoring games. Even role players like Ari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, and Natasha Howard had all stepped up significantly. So Lundberg sees it as an absurd premise given Fever have proven to tread well in both scenarios. But the highlight for him, ultimately, the fact that anybody saying anything at all, if proof the WNBA has made it. CC's explosion, Fever's winning streak despite her absence, and Parker signing praises. It all looks like a win for the W, yet people are still vying for Caitlin Clark. Why? Well, because no one can replace the effect Clark has had on the WNBA. The Caitlin Clark's effect still lingers at, well, before the 23-year-old Iowa native arrived as the No. 1 overall pick at W. Logo threes from 27, 30, or even 35 feet were a rarity. But ever since her arrival, these shots have become a spectacle, drawing fans in droves. Just consider this. After Indiana Fever sensation sustained a quad injury on May 24th, the Fever saw a noticeable dip in home game attendance. And the sellout crowds of roughly 17,274 dropped to about 16,000, which is a 6 to 7% decline. And not just that, because even secondary market resale prices took a hit. Premium seats that once sold for over $100 fell to under $30, a 50 to 70% drop. Nationally televised WNBA viewership also declined by 55% following Clark's injury, according to Nielsen data. That's how significant her presence is. And again, her impact isn't just limited to flashy scoring. She leads the league in assists, despite playing only 13 games. So yes, you understand why Robin Lundberg is backing Caitlin Clark so strongly. And you also see why the Candace Parker Angel Reese Caitlin Clark triangle has become important, not just about individual talent, but about impact, stardom, and how we measure greatness in the W.